And welcome along then to Apex Online Racing Season 9 Split 1 Round 15 here at the Japanese Grand Prix, the Suzuka circuit, as we join us here on our out lap for our hot lap in qualifying when a Ferrari just set his hot lap. And we skip towards our second hot lap actually, because the first one we did at 35.965, which is nice, but I was hungry for a little bit more, so we go over the line into lean, into turn 1, and we just shift down into 7, then down to second gear, hug the apex there, as we get a beautiful exit into the first sector, a very flowing sector. You gotta get this one right. If you pretty much mess up on one corner, you're gonna ruin the entire sector for yourself. We take it pretty nicely, hugging the inside line, running a little bit wide here in third gear to set us up for this corner. And sort of launches through here in fourth, then shift into fifth as soon as you will feel comfortable with the grip in the corner. Down to fifth gear, then down to second gear for this tight left of a right-hander, I mean. Running a little bit wide over the curb as we are approaching the hairpin on this circuit, slowest corner of the circuit really, and also a very tricky one. As long as you take the outside line a little bit, you'll have more grip than the inside line really, so you want to miss your apex as we come over on the back straight here into sector 3. Well, let's say the sector 2, at the end of sector 3, spoon corner, very important corner. You want to have the inside line here. On the last lap that you didn't see, I was a little wide on the exit. Now we have a great line out of there, and it should be around the same lap time interval as we did last time, but we did mess up on the last corner, and that's why I wanted to go another round around it. So yeah, we go down into second gear, kissing both apexes here, and then hard on the power, stay in third after the little crash comes down, and then shift up, and we come in with a 35.720. And we go back into our pit garage, and hopefully that will be enough for us to secure pole in this session. We have Y comes in second, as you could see before the timing went out, which is nice. He's a new guy in the league. And as you can see, we did manage pole in the end. We only have 9 people, well, let's say 8 people on the grid this week, because Tomish once again disconnected. Very sad for him. Y comes follows us in second place, sure, just 0.477 short of our time. Whiskey in third, followed by the Shima and Double D in fifth. We have Andre Codriano in sixth and Nick No Name in seventh, our second Dutch guy on the grid. Granu qualifies in 8th and Tomish in 9th, but he disconnected, so that's sad for him. Not a big grid this week, hopefully better next week, but let's go on to the race right now. It is race time here in Japan for AOR Season 9 Split 1 Round 15. We start on the best spot on the grid, which is pole position. Hopefully we'll get a good launch into turn 1 and we can break away from the pack and start racing our own race. We see the lights come on. We have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go. We have a little bit late start there, but okay launch here into the first couple of gears, but the Ferrari here is on our right side, as you can see, and somehow there's yeah, a little mistake there on both ends, me and the Ferrari side really. I didn't leave enough room into turn 1 and he kind of went for it. So yeah, we have to recuperate a couple of positions here, negotiating these corners along with 3 cars wide. We have the Shima on our right here, so we give him a little room and just enough to let him stay on the track. We're about to go side by side here, and you can see that we're slowing down, because as you can see he's tapped us and we went off the track here, so I wasn't really happy about that, and he wasn't really aware of it either, and at the time I didn't have my TeamSpeak on, so I didn't tell him. But yeah, he can see it now. Kimmy, bad move from your end. So now we're in 4th, from first to 4th place in a couple of sectors. Never a good start of the race, you reckon, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. So here on lap 2, still behind Kimmy, the Shima, and chasing him down. Hopefully we'll be able to get the position on the next lap when DRS is also enabled for us, and We have Wycombe still behind us in the Ferrari, but we are getting a little bit of distance from him. But the pack is still relatively close. Well, that's good because there's only 8 drivers in the race today, which is not a great turnout, I have to say. Hopefully next race it will be better in Russia this Sunday. And yeah, well, we see that Kimi takes a little avoiding line there. I don't know why, because it does lose him a lot of speed. Now he's lagging a little bit, so we go to the left of him. Hopefully we can take a nice line around him here. So we stick our hand up a little bit because he does touch us, but eventually that's the move done, and we are going to try and break away from him here to make sure that he doesn't overtake us into turn 1 again and secure the position that way. So yeah, he's on the right side, but we do brake later than him into the corner. Run a little bit wide on the exit, but that's okay. As long as he doesn't get close to us, we'll be fine. So yeah, it's next up is Double D. We have to chase him down, obviously, and hopefully we'll be doing that over the next couple of laps if the pace keeps up like this. So as we move forward to lap 8, we have caught up to Double D, so 5 laps later. And yeah, it seems that Kowalski has pulled away from him a little bit, but we can see him go around the corner just ahead of us as well. So we decide to brake early here and take a nice line through this final chicane to get close up to Double D's back here, but he decides to pit already on lap 8, so we have free DRS here. We don't have to overtake him either, so that should be a good lap for us. Also, it's our pit lap, so hopefully we still have some grip left on the tires. We do have a little squeal and squeak here, and yeah, the back is a little unsettled on the exit of turn 1. So yeah, the tires were sort of iffy on this lap. That's probably the reason why they hit it on the last one. That's alright. Lap 9. Go into the pits, we check everyone's tires, the primes. I did that because my engineer told me that they went for options. Yeah, I usually don't really believe the engineers these days anymore, because they talk a lot of bullshit, and yeah, it's really not a good thing. So the guy, there's someone passing us right now, that's Granu. We actually started on the primes, and then with Klowitzki passing us, so now we have Double D coming close onto our back, and he just takes the position from us. So well, you can't really call it an undercut, but he did manage to get in front of us through pitting a lap earlier than us. So then lap 11 we did fall a little back to him on the last 2 laps because the primes took time to heat up, but on lap 11 we caught up to the back of him again, going into the final corner, hopefully getting him after this exit, and on the DRS should be alright. So right on the back to our fifth gearbox, staying in second just to make sure that the traction is okay. You see that we have a run on him here, and I do believe he did say go through here, but we do go through just barely. Straight line speed is very similar even with DRS on my end, but yeah, did manage to get the position there, and we're now behind Granu in second place. And hopefully we'll be chasing him down very shortly, because he's on an alternate tire strategy, and we already pitted, and I believe he went for a 1-stop even. So on the end of lap 12 we have Double D a half second behind us still, and Granu in front of us on the primes, and he decided to stay out on lap 12 as well. I think it is very crucial to his strategy that he stays out until lap 15 at least, I believe, on this stint. So do take him on the outside. He does defend his line very nicely there, and he does also defend his position from Double D for now, which is good for him, that he didn't get like totally overwhelmed. But eventually Double D also overtakes him. We are on lap 17 and we are gaining with me in first place there. We're chasing him down on these primes as well, and I believe he was on a lap, spitted a lap earlier than us. Doesn't really matter. We have gained back up on him now on lap 17, and he goes for the pits. So if he decides to go for options, that's going to be a very long stint for him. But for us, we decide to stay out at least 2 more laps. So He is going to undercut us pretty big if he decides to go on options, but I feel that if you pit on lap 17 for options, you're not going to be very hot till the end. So going on lap 19, you see the primes aren't really that bad yet, but they do feel bad on track. And also, if you want to get the full benefit out of these options on the last stint, you should, pit now, because 7 laps left. 8 laps if you include 20, of course. 8 laps on the options, as you can see in the last stint, was good, because we pitted on lap 9 and the 9th lap wasn't really good. So in the last stint it's very easy to maintain full pace for 8 laps on these options, because they should last around 10 even instead of 9 because of the lower fuel weight. Krowicki posted 1:36.849, which is a good time. Later you will see that we go just below his time, but other than that, we're chasing him down on lap 24. 1:36.4 was our lap, so 4/10 over his, but again he did 2 purple laps in a row and he pitted earlier, so it's only logical that our quickest lap is a little quicker than his, considering the evolution of the track and the lightening of the car due to the fact that you're lighter at the end of the race, even by a couple of laps in this case. Going down into Spoon, you see that Krowicki runs a little wide there. We take a nice line and decide to just wait our let's say opportunity and stick close in the slipstream. Not too close, but close enough to catch a little of it, and we still have +1 lap of fuel, as you can see. So we've been very conservative on this race, because there's a couple of sectors even it's better just to run lean to get better traction instead of high fuel. And I feel that high fuel doesn't have a lot of added straight line speed, mostly in the acceleration really. And then even not a huge difference. We do overtake Krowicki. He does hit us in the back here, but he acknowledges that right away and gives us the place. And we both have a big gap to Double D, so there's no compensation either of our races here. So 2 more laps, back in first place from 4th on the first lap. Took a little time, 25 laps exactly, to get back to the position that we were at the start. But granted, it was a minor incident, so we didn't lose a lot of time, so it was manageable to be able to stick it out till the end and overtake Krowicki there on the 2 laps before the end. And on lap 27 we've even pulled out 5.1 seconds to Krowicki. As I mentioned earlier, that his tires were probably going off on lap 25, around to lap 25 I would assume. And then 26 and 27 is even then worse, and you can see on our indicator our tires are undercooling now, so that means they have reached their cliff as well in the sense of performance. So if I would drive another lap after this one, then my tires would have gone off on that next lap as well. As you can see, going into the last 3 corners really, 5.4 to Krowicki. And a fairly nice victory here, considering we got a little heavy in the first corner. And this is starting to be a pattern for me if I have a gap to people. So as you can see, final tally there is that we win the race, followed by Krowicki in second place. Very strong points from him. He's securing his second place in the Drivers' Championship that way very nicely from Double D and AOR Hamish, who wasn't here this race. Grenu, Double D in third, Grenu in fourth, good steady one stopper from him there, and then Andre in fifth, followed by Wycombe, very unlucky from him considering, and then the Shima, Nick No Name, and he didn't finish. So once again I would like to thank everyone for tuning again in this week, and hopefully I will see you all again for the next highlight video in Russia. Peace!